In this episode, it's the last corner of the last lap. Place your bets on whether you think we're going to win this or not. Hello again, welcome back to That Tom Bloke Racing. I'm That Tom Bloke. Today we're going to be focusing on the F1 23 game. We're tackling the March challenges in goal. I imagine if you're running F1 24 or 25, which I think was released this week, the same program will still apply, so you can still join in. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it would be great if you could, then you won't miss the next episode. My first personal goal is to get to 100 subscribers. It's not asking for a great deal, so I'd really appreciate that. But let's take a look at the March challenges now, about the first online race experience. So complete your first online race without penalties, and the goal is to finish in the top 50% of a 25% distance race. Looking at those, in theory I could tick them both off with one race, I think. We'll see. But a bit like the last episode for Gran Turismo, we're diving into new realms here, going online for the first time. I have to admit, at the time I'm recording this, I don't know quite how that works. I know I have to go into F1 World, but from there I don't know. So I'm going to go in a minute, go and have a look around, figure it out. For example, I don't know if we use the special career car or one of the manufacturer's cars, or if I get a choice for just a quick race. I don't know. I'll go and figure that out. I probably should have asked you guys last time, but we'll see. So let's head online. Let's give it a go. Bit of a confession here. I wasn't quite prepared for how deep and, to be honest, how confusing the F1 world was. I spent ages trying to see where I go to do a basic online race that I could use for this challenge. I guess I was thinking it would be just like Gran Turismo, but I'll get onto that a bit later. As I just said, I've got loads of parts that I can apply, and I also thought I'd quickly try and create my own colour scheme and livery, sort of in line with the channel colours. Now there is another confession, this time quite an embarrassing one for me. I did actually manage to complete the challenge. The problem is I didn't record any of it. Totally forgot to press the button, so I need to do it again to prove to you that I did it. I was in a lobby with about 16 drivers. The race was Silverstone. It was pouring rain. I didn't join in time for qualifying, so I started dead last, and there was one driver whose sole intention for the whole race was to take me out. He would deliberately take a straight line over the grass at Maggots and Beckett's, the S's bit, just so that he could ram me at the start of the straight. But I got wise to their tricks, managed to stay ahead, and then finished the race in fourth, even with no penalties. So I was really chuffed, but obviously I've got no proof of it. Then I saw that the ranked multiplayer was probably what I was looking for. I had to do 3 races, and I think it was in some kind of league. The races weren't exactly what I would choose. They were Monaco, Monza and Zandvoort. Monza's fine, but the other 2 are really tricky, and they all have to be done, to be fair, if we're going to get good all round, so no point complaining. So this is Monaco. There were 4 starters, but 2 of them DNF'd almost immediately, and the other guy was way better than me. I guess one positive is that I'm really glad I used Monaco for that time trial a few episodes back, as I got over my fear of it. But we did manage to complete it without any major incidents or penalties, so we can take that one off, I guess. So then, to be fair, we had this amazing race in Monza, but again, there was only one other driver, this Dan Bass, which I may or may not be pronouncing as they intended. It looked like we were at a pretty similar level. I could see that he messed up turn 1 here, so there was my opportunity, but then I messed it up as well. We were swapping places for the whole race, even swapping fastest lap. This is definitely what I signed up for. This is cool.
Great work, that's a new fastest lap of the race.
Okay, we've caught him up a bit here. They look to be similar skill levels. I made a really stupid mistake on Parabolica here, literally the worst place to get it wrong. So he took a pretty commanding lead. I think it went to 3.6 seconds at one point. So I just had to get my head down, set about catching him.
Okay, we're approaching the pit window. You're going to be on softs.
I managed to close the gap up completely, and we even pitted at the same time. So I wondered if I could take the risk on the cold tyres, maybe see if I could get him into the chicane, which I sort of did, but I was fortunate that at this level it looks like the ghosting is on. Otherwise I probably would have done a Mad Max there and ended both of our races. Sorry mate. So I stopped and let him go ahead. I managed to catch him again here, but ironically the ghosting worked in his favour this time. Did he just overtake me by going through? And then on the penultimate lap we actually got him a bit further back on the straight, so I hoped that meant he wouldn't crash into us at the chicane. Which brings us on to the final lap, still scrapping. I was ahead now, but I knew he would have DRS. It might mean I would get him at the end, but the start-finish line here is at the very start of the straight, so it's not really an advantage there. I just had to drive flawlessly. Oh, we both made a mistake. Oh! But as you can see, they beat me literally by a nose.
Oh, you know what they say about the first of the losers. Come on, we
That
could
was
have done
amazing.
better than that. It was all about the win today.
That was so cool. My hat's off to you, mate, on the slim chance that you're watching this. Very cool race. Oh, how much did we not win that by? That was a really good race. Oh, minus points. That sucks. Why did I get minus points? 600ths of a, call it 700ths of a second. That was so cool. Great race, mate, if you can hear me. Great race. So we've done a Monaco race. There were 4 drivers, 2 dropped out. I was second. We've done a Monza race. There was only 2 of us. Had that fantastic race. Just finished second by 700ths of a second. Now I think the 3rd race is Netherlands, tricky track. but it looks like there might be 4 races in here at least. So let's see what happens when we've done that. So yeah, then it was on to Zandvoort, and it was a bit of a joke, to be honest. Again, pretty much after the first corner at least, there was only 2 drivers in it, and that other driver was 2 seconds faster than me per lap every single lap. I was nearly 3 seconds behind after just the first lap. Now, I know that this track is one of my weaker ones, but I didn't think I was that bad on it. God, it's quick. There was no way I was even keeping up, let alone catching them, even when I drove well for me. So I don't know if that's because we have different level cars or if they were really just that good, but this was basically not even a race. There was nothing I could show you here even.
Today was supposed to be all about the win. That was the target. I guess a podium's not that bad.
Okay, so we just finished at Zandvoort. I'll be honest, I'm not getting what I was hoping for out of this online stuff at the moment. We had firstly we've had 3 races. 2 of the tracks I particularly dislike, Monaco and Zandvoort anyway, but that's no excuse. In that last race, that guy was 2 seconds a lap ahead of me every single lap. And I was driving okay, I wasn't making mistakes, 1 or 2 here and there, but on the most part, good laps. So 2 seconds makes me think he's not in the same rank as me. Also, somebody correct me in the comments here, but the ERS, the overtake button, whatever you want to call it, seems to act very differently here than it does when I'm racing in every other mode. Press it and it just drains super fast and then takes forever to recharge. Is that me? Was that some sort of setting? Either way, I've done 3 races. There hasn't been more than 2 people in all of them, and I've only had 1 level race. So maybe I'm missing something. I don't know, man. I'm going to take a break, see what's coming up, but we stay positive. We see what comes up next. Oh look. So in fact that tells us he's silver division. So I'm not sure why I was pitted against him or her. That's not cool. It's me again, and I just wanted to talk about this challenge a little bit. Like I said, this is not the same as Gran Turismo at all. I thought this would be quite simple. F1 World is a very deep and very complicated place. That's not a negative at all. It's great. There's so much to do. I'm actually really looking forward to getting stuck into all of the things there. But I guess I just wasn't really expecting it. For me at least, I found it super confusing at first, to the point where I had to go and spend a bit of time on YouTube figuring out what was going on. I need to give a lot of credit in particular to one video, which was like a huge light bulb turning on. It's by Traxion GG and explains things in a logical and easy way. So now I'm a lot more clued up about what's happening. I'm going to put a link to that video in the description below. I recommend watching it if you're thinking the same. I'm not here to explain F1 World at all. You can watch those videos. But if you've had the same problem, I will just say there are essentially 3 main sections. There's the series section, which is a whole list of challenges that gives you rewards. In some cases increases your skill, but these are offline. There are real people, real names of people, but they're controlled by AI, and you use your F1 World car here. Then there's the solo and multiplayer list. This is another list of special events which you can take part in to earn rewards. There's a mix of offline, like the series, and online races, and again you use your F1 World car here. And then finally there's the ranked multiplayer, where you're put in a league with 99 other players of the same level. Everyone's car is equal performance. You get promoted and relegated between 6 leagues, from bronze to elite. I don't quite know how, but the races you just saw me doing were my first ones ever, so they were in the bronze league. Despite not very good performances, I seem to have been promoted to silver 1 division today. I think these reset every Monday. It's Monday now. And I know the very eagle-eyed of you will have spotted that that means that the driver in Zandvoort was generally 2 seconds a lap faster than me in an equal performance car, it turns out. But let's not talk about that. Let's move on. We've got far more important things to talk about now. There is also this goal section. This is just a list of challenges you can work through and get even more rewards. And throughout all of this, you can spend your rewards on upgrading your F1 car, which is in here, F1 World Car. I'm not going to go into this. This is another very deep rabbit hole. Go and explore it. I was trying to enter races, where is it? In this bit, but every time I tried, it was too late to join a single race. I didn't want to do a long series. I'm not sure how you get here in time to join one that hasn't at least started the practice session. Maybe I've missed something. And then there's this whole deep world of about 50 different currencies that you can spend, stickers to collect, upgrades, contracts. It's endless. And as it turns out, everything I've done in this game over the years has been earning me these podium pass points. I have hundreds of these things to open, so I'm kind of hoping there's some really useful stuff in there. I would imagine so. Anyway, in short, it looks like the ranked multiplayer is ultimately where we want to be and where we want to progress up. There's some single one-off races, but this basically means I need to rethink my whole year's worth of challenges here. I don't know if the way they're set up is going to work. I'll have a think about that, but for today I'm going to find some races, see if I can get one that has a decent number of real people in it, try and get in the top half with no penalties. So let's buckle up, let's head out. Before we headed out, I was faced with a bit of a dilemma here. If we apply the mountain of rewards I've got onto the car, that would increase my tech level, which is great, but that means I'll be put into higher difficulty races, which I don't know if I'm good enough for. So do I do that, or do I leave the car as it is, race at the level I'm at currently, and apply them gradually as I start to need a better car or do well in the races? Bit of a catch-22. Anyway, I decided that it would make more sense to just apply everything now, so this is me doing that. There was so much there, honestly it took me about 50 minutes, so I've sped this up. I doubt the details are very interesting to most people. So we did that, and then we went to look for some races. Now, this is where things have stalled a bit. It's quite possible that this episode will be left without the March goal being completed, and I need your help here. I appreciate that the whole purpose of this series, and in fact the entire channel, isn't aimed at people who are already good at the game, but I'm hoping there are some people watching who know this F1 world better than me, and my question is, where is everybody? I went to ranked multiplayer only to be waiting in a lobby on my own for ages, so I cancelled that. Okay, scrap that. There's no one there. Then I went to the multiplayer Grand Prix, joined a race, but the host cancelled it before it even started, and I couldn't see another suitable race in here. So I went back to ranked multiplayer, and again it kept saying no one else was available. But here my ranked multiplayer tells me that the races are in France, China and Qatar, so I entered assuming I was heading to France, which I quite like, and it put me up against this driver. As you might notice, they're a league above me again. A couple of other drivers did enter the lobby and left again straight away, presumably because there weren't many people in there, so the two of us went off qualifying anyway. And it turns out we weren't going to France at all, it put us in Qatar. So there's a few things there that I just don't understand. Anyway, in that qualifying they were 4.5 seconds faster than me. 4.5 seconds, to me that's not a skill match. By this point, I just wanted to go racing, so I entered the race anyway. Before the first lap had even finished, they were over 4 seconds ahead of me. And then they either crashed, or more likely they decided it wasn't going to be worth doing the race. Kind of the same as me, but for the opposite reason. I figured it would be worth carrying on, because presumably that would count as a win for me. I'd get a bunch of clean laps and it would all help my profile, which to be fair it did, but it was pointless. So I don't really know if this qualifies as completing the goal, but I'm now turning this around and asking you all for your help. Basically, what's the closest thing to Gran Turismo daily races in this game? Is there somewhere I can just take my F1 World car, enter a race at a random or a predetermined track and race against 19 other real world people. That's all I'm looking for. Please do let me know in the comments if you know the answer to this. I promise I will read everything. And I'm sure there are plenty of people playing the game. I know it's F1 23, but from what I see, no one likes F1 24. And contrary to a comment I think I made earlier on in the video, F1 25 isn't actually out yet. And it's the weekend. So where is everybody? Am I doing this completely wrong? Am I looking in the wrong place? Because if it doesn't work like that and what I'm looking for doesn't actually exist, that is absolutely fine, but it would mean I need to rework the whole challenge for this game at least. So I really appreciate any tips you can give me on this. Thanks very much.
Oh, you made that look so easy. It was nice and clean, and we took that victory.
And on that bombshell, just kidding, I'll probably get a copyright letter from the BBC now. I do miss the old Top Gear. Anyway, I feel a bit disappointed now. Here's a reminder of the challenge and the goal for March. In one way, I guess we did achieve the goal, finishing in the top half of a 25% race, so we could technically tick it off, but only racing against one other person, and even they dropped out in some races. That doesn't really sit with me that well. So hopefully someone can help me out. We can find some full lobbies and I'll try again next month. Otherwise, thank you so much again for watching. The series and the channel seems to have really got some attention in the last couple of weeks. I really appreciate that. I love having the conversations in the comments. If you're not subscribed already, it would be really cool if you could. Thank you. In the next episode, we'll probably go back to Gran Turismo and it's time to look at the April challenges. And I think it's about now. I'll do a full recap of every challenge so far so that if you've joined recently, you can catch up. But that's it. Thanks again. Take it easy and I'll see you next time.